Well, my friends, November 19th, 2025 may be the day that NVIDIA saved the stock market. The stock market has been crazy the past few weeks, and we have some key indicators that's saying that we're going to have a bear market. That means the market is trending down to the point where it might be down by 20% over the next 3 months. It already happened back in February. But NVIDIA to the rescue. NVIDIA's earnings for the third quarter blew it out compared to earnings. So we're going to go over NVIDIA, why they were so successful with the earnings, and also what can we do as investors to take advantage of the market being down. Should we buy more? Should we dollar cost average? Should we sell because they're going to go down more? We're going to talk about that and others. You guys ready? NVIDIA to the rescue. Lego.
Before we get paid, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Yeah, pay for profits to help you seek change. And you just wanna get paid. Yeah, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Pay for profits to help you seek change. Yeah, cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get.
Before we get started, as always, like, subscribe, and share to our channel. In real life, I'm a certified financial planner. We've helped thousands of clients worldwide, but on these social media airways, we're giving information. The information today is about NVIDIA and how they literally saved the stock market. Because that thing was, in the words of Mary J. Blige, I'm going down. I'm so happy my voice is halfway gone. I need to get it back because I have a YouTube on Monday with Omar Al-Qatari in Vegas. So I got to be ready for that. So my voice comeback, but the real comeback is NVIDIA. Let's look. Well, Yahoo Finance said it the best. NVIDIA reported its third quarter earnings on Wednesday, beating analysis estimates on top and bottom lines and offering a better than expected outlook. They told us already that their outlook on what they think their business is going to do and how they're going to affect the economy is going to be even more positive than what they thought. My friends, rescue Chippendale. NVIDIA, the real rescue rangers. For the fourth quarter, NVIDIA projects revenue of $65 billion. That's not in 1 year, you guys. That's in 1 quarter. Think about making $65 billion in a quarter in 3 months. Crazy. Plus or minus 2%. Wall Street expects the revenue to be about $62 billion. That is $248 billion in a year. Companies don't make that in a lifetime. NVIDIA is going to do that in the next year. Blackwell sales, so Blackwell is one of their chips, are off the charts and cloud GPUs are sold out, CEO Jensen Huang said. We've entered the virtuous cycle of AI. The AI ecosystem is scaling fast with more new foundation model makers, more AI startups across more industries and in more countries. AI is going everywhere, doing everything all at once, he added. Well, we also know that Yahoo Finance used AI to do this because you see this dash right here, between fast and with, that is the ChatGPT dash. So the editor didn't do them edits. And he is correct. AI isn't going anywhere. If I play the game of baseball, it doesn't matter if I'm in the stands, on the field. I know it's baseball. And I know the one thing that's always going to be constant with baseball is the baseball. When it comes to AI and chips, it doesn't matter if you're afraid of AI, happy about AI, think another company's going to do better or worse, OpenAI or ChatGPT is going to do great. It's one constant, and that's chips. And who is the biggest provider of those chips? NVIDIA. So, of course, if I'm playing baseball, don't I want to get the best baseball of them all that's going to be used all the time? NVIDIA. If I play football, doesn't matter how I feel about the helmets, the shoulder pads, the cleats, the grass. I know it's one constant when it comes to football. It's the football. So shouldn't I have the best football? If I play basketball, it doesn't matter if I like the shoes, the hardwood floor, the glass, the sneakers, the powder that LeBron throws up in the air is one constant. And that constant is the basketball. So shouldn't I have the best basketball? NVIDIA. So investors, we have to take advantage of NVIDIA. Now, we don't go YOLO. Do not go, you only live once and put all your money in NVIDIA. We don't want to do that. But NVIDIA saving the stock market because of them making $65 billion in one quarter, boosting up all the other stocks and other companies that use them. Hats off, NVIDIA. Hats off. Back to the charts. NVIDIA rose more than 4% on this news. So their stock in an hour went up by 4%. That's crazy. The chip makers report bioed other AI companies, with AMD's rising nearly 4% as well, and Micron climbing more than 3% in after-hours action. Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft stocks rose slightly as well. The Mag 7. Again, NVIDIA to the rescue, saving the stock market. For the third quarter, NVIDIA saw earnings per share, EPS is earnings per share, of $1.30 of revenue of $57 billion. Analysts predicted that it would be $1.26. So they thought that each share would basically earn $1.26, but each share earned $1.30. Now that 4 cents doesn't seem like that much, but you talk about billions of dollars wise, that's a huge difference, right? Analysts were anticipating again 55.2 billion when really they had 57 billion, according to Bloomberg. The company saw earnings per share revenue 0.81 or 81 cents and 35.1 billion respectively in the same period of last year. Think about this, you guys. This time last year, they was at 81 cents of revenue. For every share, they made 81 cents. This year, they made $1.31. 75% increase. I would be ecstatic if my business grew by 75% a year. Everybody on Wall Street would be ecstatic if their company made 75% a year. Some startups do when they have a little bit of capital. You know, there's worth 100,000. Now the next year worth 1 million because they got funding and they grew like crazy. Yeah, startup, not the biggest company in the world. And yes, NVIDIA per cap is the biggest company in the world. So the biggest company in the world made 75% from 1 year to another. I continue to say, NVIDIA, you guys, literally has saved the stock. Look at here. And this is live, right? Year to date, $144. Now, $182. My friends, where gainers at? My friends, for the year, look at the video. Year to date, up 34.8%, almost 35%. The stock market for the year is up by what? Up by 13%. NVIDIA up by 38. 3x the stock market. It doesn't get any better than NVIDIA, literally the stock of the decade. The last 5 years, up 1,324%. I repeat, since 2020, the stock is up by 1,300%. Who's better? 300% a year? Now, because of its exponential growth, I don't believe NVIDIA is going to be doing 300% a year going forward. But if it does 35% a year, are we happy or are we upset? I don't think anybody's upset with that. For our clients, it's definitely our core four, right? The four biggest holdings, one of them is NVIDIA, then also Palantir, and MicroStrategy that has been down like crazy, but we saw a lot of that though, so not as bad as everybody else. The market average is 9%. NVIDIA, come on now. When I say NVIDIA has saved the stock market, NVIDIA has truly saved the stock market. Let's actually look at some of its competitors and see what they've done, right? Supermicro Computers, its competitor, down after hours in the gray. Boop. NVIDIA saving the stock market. We'll go AMD, right? Down. Boop. NVIDIA saving the stock market. We'll go TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, down. Boop. NVIDIA saved the stock market. If you ask me a question, Mr. CFP, what should I do from an investment standpoint? How should I start? We want to be diversified. In concentration in quality investments builds wealth, and diversification in other investments preserves wealth. So we want to be concentrated in quality investments to build our wealth. There's no other concentration in NVIDIA. Not saying to put all your money, not at all. Some people recommend 10% of your assets in one stock. Some people say 30%. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Just information, not a recommendation. But if NVIDIA is not in your core stock portfolio, in the words of DJ Khaled, you've played yourself. NVIDIA, as we have seen, has truly saved the stock market. Now, talking about the stock market, This is a good time to buy? Well, look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, my friends, well, down by 6%. People talk about a bear market. A bear market, that means we're down by 20%. See, oh, look at my lines, y'all. My lines are so good, right? I don't think that's going to happen, me personally. Can we hit the 10% area? Before NVIDIA did what it did today, I was actually expecting that we would actually go down close to this green line. Again, I mean, my clients, y'all are so happy with the performance, but then so spoiled as well, right? The lines that we had is exactly right. So going down by 10% from its high, this gets us to a quote unquote retracement in some instances. I call it a dip, right? When it's something's down by 10% or more, we want to buy the dip, and down by 20% is when we hit bear market territory. So I don't believe that we're going to be down another, basically 4%, because going from basically 6% to 10%, that's 4%. I don't believe that's gonna happen. With NVIDIA, with their earnings, probably a stopgap. Now, if NVIDIA had bad earnings, then this thing would have went down like crazy. So NVIDIA having above average earnings did two things. Number one, it stopped the market from tanking, because NVIDIA with average or below average earnings, the stock market would have been ruined, and we would have been at least down by another 5%, if not down by 15%, getting us to that bear market. But with NVIDIA having the numbers that they had, this, my friends, might be a buying opportunity. So the market getting back to where it was, this is a now almost 7% gain. I believe everybody will be happy closing out the year up 7% where we are now. My clients will be, because that means they'll be closer to 35, 36% for the year return, compared to the market at that time would be up about 18%. Doubling the stock market. I mean, wow. All right. And so a lot of analysts said that the market might hit as high as 25,000 on the NASDAQ. They said this a month and a half ago when we had all-time highs. If that's the case, my friends, we're looking at a 10% gain from here. A 10% gain. Wow. A 10% gain also means next year is off to an incredible start. But pump the brakes. I don't know about a 10% gain. A lot of things have to go right. Number one, the Fed. The Fed is basically in indecision mode right now. And NVIDIA hasn't really helped their decision. See, the Fed made a indication or signal that they was going to lower rates again in December. Well, now with some wavering from Jerome Powell and some of his minions, they might not. That had Wall Street skittish, and that's one of the reasons why the market has went down. See, when we have a economy that's not growing but not going down, the Fed's like, ugh. But also, if we have it where inflation is going up. So, like, if inflation is going down and the economy is getting better or worse, they could do some monetary things to change that, right? But they're like the neutral right now, because inflation is going up, but the economy is not getting worse. The economy is kind of getting better, not a lot better, but kind of. So, if they lower rates, then yes, that might accelerate spending and it might accelerate the economy. What's that going to do with inflation? It's going to basically guarantee inflation is going to go up. So they don't want to lower rates. But then you have the administration and everybody else saying, hey, we're going to go into recession if we don't lower rates, to have companies get out of the debt that they're in. They can refinance things. They can grow quicker. Let's grow our way out of this conundrum. But that means inflation happens. When inflation happens, we can look no further than the year 2022, where the market tanked and we had like the inflation recession that the White House didn't call a recession because it was midterm year. So the Fed's at a conundrum. And for that, that is why the market is skittish on a downturn. But because of NVIDIA coming to our rescue, it might allow the Fed maybe not to do anything, to pause everything. And the market naturally runs up course because of the outlook and the real numbers. Last thing is where the market is still oversold. If you look at this on a day-to-day basis, right? Look at my lines. Man, look, the lines that we have for clients is impeccable daily. Now, from a long-term standpoint, right, I don't usually use daily for our long-term clients. If we look at things long-term, because I am a certified financial planner, fiduciary, rate trading money. If we can get you guys, at least this year, right now, more than double the stock market with less risk than the stock market. I mean, come on now, right? But yeah, as we can see, we had this bump up, and from top to bottom, again, we're down by over 6%, right? So with that being said, this huge downturn that started October had a gap lowered. See, it had bounced up. This green line, that means it is support. So when you have support, it's like where the stock price will not go below per se. That's your support. It's like a bed, right? Think about we have a room, right? Have a bed, have a ceiling. So this is the bed. And the top is the ceiling. That's called resistance, where it's gonna take a lot to push above that ceiling, but when you do, you make a whole new room. So a whole nother bed, which is your support, and a higher ceiling, which is your resistance, right? So that's where we're at right now. So we bounced it, went down again. Look at that. Red days. Went down, bounced up, but it went up, bounced down. NVIDIA to the rescue. Tomorrow, this will probably be here, and we might see slowly but surely getting back and making that 7% we lost, which is, like I said, about a 9% gain. So the charts are saying we have been oversold, and the charts are also saying on a 1-day chart that we are at support. As long as we don't go below support, which is basically, we'll say what, 22, 22.4. As long as that happens, we're in good shape and we'll have a bounce eventually. If NVIDIA had bad earnings or average earnings, then we probably would have been closer to 20, which again would have got us towards bear market because the market would have been down about 20%. But we got to worry about that. So I say that to say, NVIDIA to the rescue. NVIDIA save the stock market. How we can help you save money. Like, subscribe, and share. Again, we're here to help on our road to 1,000 subscribers. So please help your boy out to get there. That's a huge, huge milestone. Less than, they say, 8% of YouTube channels have more than 1,000 subscribers. And we just doing this for about a year now. That just goes, hey, the work that we're putting in, but more importantly, you guys rocking with me and allowing me to be great and showing your support. So show your support by, again, liking, but more importantly, following and sharing this content. The video, Jensen Wan, thank you. Everybody else, let's make some painful and painless profits together, y'all. Can I get my voice back? Peace.